Well, hello, it's me, Crime and Crochet. Right, I literally do not know where to begin with this live. It's probably going to be unlike anything that you've ever actually heard from me on my channel before, because at this precise moment in time, I am so. Yeah. Don't swear in the first few minutes, I think they say on YouTube. Probably a good idea. Right, I have a thing that I need to put up here, which should be showing at the bottom of the screen now. Trigger warning, sensitive topic. Right, people who might know me from other areas of the internet may be wondering what the hell has got into you, girl. Well, I've been in an area of the tube called Gorwald, where people watch and react to what are known as lol cows. Now, a lol cow is basically somebody who exists on the internet and thinks that they're popular, but they're only popular because everybody's watching to see what an absolute clown show of a show you're going to make of yourself. This might sound familiar in other areas of YouTube. You know, the people who only hang around certain channels just because they want to see what they're going to do next. But that's a lol cow. So it might be common to some of you. So if anyone wants to know more about what a lol cow is, who knows me from other places, just get in touch and I can point you in the right direction. Okay. A lot of the channels react to a channel who calls herself Foodie Beauty. Now, Foodie Beauty is from Canada and she's been making content on YouTube for the past 7 years, and she fits very firmly into the category of lolcow because she's got just as many, if not more, haters who watch her as she has people who actually do like her. So for the past couple of weeks, I've tried another tack. I've been going to her channel. I've been posting semi-positive comments, albeit a lot of them are very tongue-in-cheek. And today, oh my God, she has a lot of beef with other creators who I'm not going to mention here because that's the etiquette on YouTube. But today, how do I even word this? It's just so beyond the realms of what a normal person would actually post. But I'm going to look and try and make some sense out of why the hell somebody would decide to go this far. Right. There's a heck of a lot of beef between Chantal, Foodie Beauty, and this other creator. A lot of it's tit for tat. One goes low, someone else will try and go lower. You know, quite normal on YouTube. But today has just been an absolute step into the shit, basically. There's faults on both sides. I'm going to put it out there. But today, Foodie Beauty has decided to go the lowest possible low that anybody could go. And you'd think, well, she's always been like that. But this is just, it's the step that's made me go from right, do I support you? Do I want you to do better? Or are you just an absolute piece of shit? And she's an absolute piece of shit. So, an earlier post of hers on her community page for the whole world to see. So, it's okay for the ogre to post my family, though, right? And call her rabid and Uncle Phil no sympathy. Maybe your mom was pretty. And this is the bit why I've got the trigger warning on, because, right, maybe your mom was pretty in the 60s, but now she's worm food. Just let that sink in. This creator's mom died in the last couple of years, and she calls her worm food. Now, people who know me from other areas will know that 2 years ago, I lost my own mother. We buried my mum 2 years ago, almost to the day. So, what you're effectively in trying to score the lowest of the low shot across the bows at another creator has essentially alienated a lot of other people who've lost their parent, people who've lost their mother, like me. Because how can you not see that her own alleged husband has also lost his mom? So are you saying your husband's mom is worm food as well? Really? Is that where we're going with this? Like, I'm not often lost for words. People who know me will verify that. I usually can't shut up. I've always got something to say about something. But even I can't sit back and say to people, oh, she's been through a lot, just let her be. Because how can anybody give anybody any leeway after that? Sure, Chantal, Foodie Beauty, has had one heck of a lot of hate on YouTube. And I don't agree with that. She's very overweight. She does mukbangs. She reverted to Muslim teachings a few years ago. And she says she's trying to be modest. And she says that. She calls someone's dead mother worm food. Who does that? Honestly, who does that? Now, I've never actually done a reaction to a video like this before. So it may not be going quite as well as I'd want it to go, but I'm going to try and share this video because she's decided to delete it now. But I'm going to try and show it you anyway because I've got it. Because I always get things, you know? Right. Deep breath, crochet. Deep breath. I've never done this, as I say before, so I'm going to share my screen if I can. Which is this one. Ah, good, it did work. I have popped over to the side so you can still see me when I'm moving. Okay. She entitled, as you can see at the top of the screen at the moment until it disappears, this video, No Sympathy for the Devil. Okay, I get you. You've had a lot of hate of this creator. I understand. That's fine. But just listen to some of this.
All right, hi guys. So I'm gonna have dinner with you guys. I'm gonna warn you that you're not gonna like this version of me. I'm out for blood today, and I'm fighting fire with fire today. I've had enough, and
I can understand fighting fire with fire. There's been this back and two, back and two, back and two between her and these other creators for years. It's got nasty. It's got nasty. I'm not going to lie. Blame on both sides. But I'll continue.
I want to talk. So I'm having Turkish grill. So chicken kebab with some fries, just a few fries, grilled pepper, garlic, tahini, lavish bread, pickles, and a diet cola.
For those of you wondering who the cares, this is what a lot of her content has been like for many, many years. She does mukbangs, but she doesn't understand the true meaning behind mukbangs, and she basically just uses an excuse to stuff as much food as she can into her face. We're currently in a diet arc. There's been many diet arcs, but I digress.
I posted on my community tab a picture of FFG's. I'm gonna call FFG. I'm gonna refer to her as Slimer. Okay. Um, on Slimer's deceased mother on my community tab.
Here she goes. Right, like I say, this particular creator, she has given Foodie a heck of a lot of hate, but
All right. And you're probably thinking, what piece of shit would post someone's deceased mother on their community tab and why?
this is a diet. Yes, it's a
Well,
diet.
I'm going to tell you why right now. I'm going to remind you everything that this vile monster of a
You're literally talking about yourself. What people don't realise is that when Chantal goes on these viral rights, she's literally talking into a mirror. Every insult that she thinks she is so smart in making, she's literally talking about herself.
human being, if you can call it that. Yes, I'm dehumanizing her like she dehumanizes me. I want to make it clear I have no sympathy. I have
Not gonna lie, Wilfred Brimley is fucking hilarious. I'm here to talk to you about diabetes. But yeah,
no care, no empathy. I have nothing but black hatred for this person.
and it shows. Really, it shows. And I have a very clear understanding that the feeling is very mutual.
And I'm going to tell you why. And after I list off the facts and the reasons why, I want to ask you really how you cannot understand, after everything this vile person has done, that I would just sit back over and over like I've been doing for years.
I get that. No one expects you to sit back. But what you have continuously done over the past 7 years is give reaction channels more ammo. And instead of actually doing something official about it, you don't. You go live, you cram food in your face, and you rage.
and never losing my shit and giving it back. And when I do, you turn it around, play the victim. Well, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Playing the victim. Is that not what you're doing 24/7 sometimes on your lives? You know? You play the victim like you have never done anything to anybody else. And you call it self-defense. That's just self-defense. It really isn't. Because usually self-defense is when you're under attack and you defend yourself. You prove people wrong. But all you do in your journey to try to defend yourself is you prove everybody right.
And by the way, if doing this makes me a bad Muslim, then I'm a bad Muslim. Whatever. Let's start with, why post her mother, her deceased mother? That's disgusting. All right. So that's disgusting.
Yep, that's disgusting. It is literally the most disgusting thing that you could do. And anybody like me who still had a little harbouring of pity for how hard everybody goes after you. Well, today, darling, that went.
Making fun of my mom, literally calling her a whore on live.
Just to jump in, I love interrupting her. It's great. I can actually interrupt her myself. It's fabulous. Yes, her mother, her own mother, her living and kicking mother, has been called a whore and lots of other derogatory names online. But where did people get that information from that her mother acted like a whore? It came from Chantal, Foodie Beauty, herself, who has, for 7 years, at various points, told the internet all these stories about her mother and her upbringing and everything. And although she wants to try and rewrite history, she can't.
Many times. Making fun of my aunt, calling her ugly, Uncle Phil. Her name is Phyllis, calling her Uncle Phil. Posting her, my mom's face. No problem though, right? But it's not okay just because.
Yeah, but your mum is still alive and kicking. Because if she'd posted pictures of your mum after she's passed away, I'd have called her a piece of shit too. But after what you've said and done today, no more.
Because your mother's dead. I don't really give a shit about you or your mother, dead or alive, after what you've done and said to my family. I'm not being the better person today. I'm done being a good person to these people. I'm done being the good person right now.
To be honest, I've only been watching you for the last couple of weeks, raw dogging it, as they call it on Girl World. And you're not a good person at all. I was prepared to honestly try and find something that was likable about you. But after a month now, I really can't.
Now, really ask yourself if you would be the better person. It's easy to say when you're not in my shoes.
Stop eating with your mouth full. Ugh. Talking with your mouth full. Of course you eat with your mouth full.
If this person was literally a parasite in your life, Parasites require a host to feed off of.
Sounds like you're describing somebody who lives with you. Am I wrong?
This person makes fun of my looks, my body in the most disgusting ways every day. Claims I ate myself to infertility.
Well, to be honest, there is a school of thought that believes morbid obesity, as you appear to be, can lead to problems with fertility. You know, maybe she should go and read up on these things before ordering a takeout and going on to rage.
Called my mom a whore. Makes fun of my aunt, the people I love in my life. So yeah, fuck you and your dead mother. I don't give a shit. I really don't have any sympathy for you.
And to be honest, Chantal, I have no sympathy at all for anything that comes for you now. Because everything that you have ever said or shown us on YouTube is there. As they say, the internet is forever. It is literally there. Whether you've taken your live down, you've taken your community post down. There's people around the world, I'm in the UK, who see what you post and they record it. And you can't honestly think that you can rewrite history. You can't.
Considering that after she passed, you went live to talk more shit about me.
She didn't go live for a week after, or was it 2 weeks after her mum passed? I'm not entirely sure, but what's that got to do with anything? It's her channel. It's her income, one of them. But why is that an issue to you? That because we've all seen the pictures of what you were doing when you went to see your grandmother when she passed, and the site that you were touting for business on during that. So don't even go there.
You dehumanize me every day, you vile piece of crap. I have no sympathy for you or your dead mother. This crazy bitch hid in a snowbank behind.
I can't confirm whether that bit is actually true, but because, like I say, I'm quite new to this area of YouTube. But well, again, what does that have to do with telling somebody that their dead mother is worm food? Tell me.
Behind my house. She came to my fucking house to steal my cat.
Just want to add here, she didn't steal the cat. She had decided that because she was going to Kuwait, having the cats was too much of a problem to deal with anymore. So after nearly starving the cat, so she could take the cat to the vet for a end of life consultation and asking whether the cat she was asking to the cat, did she want to go in a bag or a box? This other creator decided that she'd get somebody else to go and rescue this poor cat. So she didn't steal the cat. And I don't know, she won't go into the poor state that the poor animal was in when the cat was rescued, but and I'm not going to do it on this because of everything. Animal abuse is one of the things that upsets me the most.
That I was going to rehome because she was afraid I would put her to sleep. A 21-year-old cat after she put her 2 dogs to sleep.
completely different circumstances. And you were saying that you were going to get the cat put to sleep. That didn't come out of thin air. That didn't come out of nothing. That is what you were going to do. Because why else do you take a cat for an end of life consultation to a veterinary surgery?
No sympathy for you. You deserve all the heartache and pain you go through in life.
To be honest, love, after everything I've seen coming out of your mouth and your fingertips on your community page today, you deserve everything too.
And honestly, I hope you go through a lot. She has thousands of videos, 3 channels, saying the most disgusting things about me.
Yeah, there is that. There is plenty of content on those channels that, call you out for the disgusting piece of crap that you are. But do you think going and just doing another video to rage at it, there are ways and means of actually dealing with this, but no, you just go live, feed your face, and rage about it.
Of the amount that I have taken over the years, every bad, detrimental thing that happens to me in life, you revel gleefully on your channel about it. When I've been cheated on, you clap your hands with your audience.
Not gonna lie, that was a bit funny. That was very funny, actually. My husband. But instead of having a little bit of self-respect when your husband, within minutes of you going home to visit your mother last December or whenever it was that you went, is on dating sites trying to arrange a hookup with somebody that he wanted to. I'm not going to say it because that's the whole idea of it. He wanted to do certain things to this person that you normally do in a bathroom and flush. Okay? But instead of actually having self-respect and leaving his sorry ass, you blamed the woman that he reached out to. Really?
In gleeful ceremony. When I was going through an abusive relationship, you made fucking entertainment out of it. I don't give a fuck about you or your dead mother. You can.
The thing is, you were in an abusive relationship with somebody, again, that you'd met online, that was horrendous to you from the start, that you still kept driving 2 hours to go and see during lockdowns. When your province was in lockdown and you were driving 2 hours to go and see him to get abused. So can you understand why people aren't quite as sympathetic for you? It's not as though you were stuck in the same house. You physically got in your little Kia, set off to go and get abused, and we're supposed to feel sorry for you. Can you understand now why people just mock you?
Both choke. I really don't care if you live or die. I don't even see you as human.
And I just have to question the irony of her sitting there wearing a hijab and trying to pretend that she's a pious Muslim lady now who's modest and has changed, and she's still sitting there stuffing her face, which is against the teachings of the Quran, and raging and wishing somebody was no longer alive. Can people see the hypocrisy in that?
I really, really wish the worst for you in life. And believe me, all of this legacy you built on YouTube, all of these disgusting videos, thousands of them, harassing, targeting me every single day like a parasite, feeding on.
Yep, not gonna lie, lots of videos out there attacking you. And there's also lots of videos of you doing absolutely disgusting content like this one. And you may try and clear all note of it from your channel because, you know, you're trying to pretend that you're this pious Muslim lady now. You're a Muslim revert. But it's all out there, love. It's all out there. I've seen it. It's documented. Stop it.
Off of my life instead of living your own, you're pitiful. So that's why I posted those pictures. Because even if I make fun of her dead mother, boo.
Yeah. Dead mother in quotes. And she doesn't understand how this is possibly one of the most disgusting things that she could have possibly ever said. Because if she doesn't think this is going to come back and bite her on the arse when other people get to hear about her opinion of a lady who's passed away and what condition they're in now, she's really got another thing coming.
Boo-hoo. It pales in comparison to the vile, disgusting creature you are. That you have the nerve to talk about my complexion when you have you. No, you don't have a mirror. You don't have a webcam. Nothing, because you're a coward. I think I'll find room for you and your mother in my intro too.
I don't doubt it. Like, you know, when you've given, you know, the term about giving yourself enough rope. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like I said, I'm out for blood and I'm coming for you. You're literally inside and out the most hideous person in Gore World. But you judge.
just to pause that for a second, that's showing the creator that she's got the beef with. Photoshopped onto the body of her deceased mother. And that's sinking.
Judge everyone else. Honestly, you talk about my infertility. Who's going to procreate with you? You make men sterile.
Says the 350-pound morbidly obese woman in a hijab who had to have surgery done to prevent her from having children. That in itself is something that I would feel sorry for her for. Ordinarily, if it was anyone other than Chantal and that she hadn't brought it on herself.
Good luck. That's another thing. You openly infertility shame me. You say the most vile, disgusting things. But that's okay. Your shitty audience condones that.
And your beezers all condone what you do daily as well. What's your point?
Because they're all like you.
Yeah, all your beezers are like you. And I can tell you the majority of the people in your chat aren't there for you. They're not there because they like you. They're really not. They're there because they just want to see you fail. They want to get the clicks. They want to get the views. They want to get the screenshots. They want to get the rages out of you. And it's quite evident when you consider that you've got, 104,000 subscribers. Yeah, how many do you actually pull in alive that are actually active? How many people actively chat? And I can tell you, they're not there because they like you.
So, before any of you shitheads have the nerve to ask me how I can go low and say her mom is worm food.
No one is asking how you can go low. I think people stopped asking how you can go that low a long, long time ago, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, worm food. I don't think you're even smart enough to understand how much that's going to bite you.
Which, by the way, you like to post pictures that were like 20 million years old of yourself. You don't look like that anymore when you post pictures of yourself. Post a modern picture holding up the newspaper, today's newspaper.
Why would she do that? She's a reaction channel. She reacts to things. She reacts to you. Her content is reactionary. She doesn't need to show herself. I don't need to show myself. Nobody needs to show themselves. You are the one who's decided to put your face on YouTube. And you've been doing it for years and getting backlash for the shitty things you've done and said. Nobody has to show themselves to be given any kudos on YouTube. You don't. Just look at your viewing figures and how many people actually actively engage with you. And look at that creator and how many people engage with them. There's a vast difference.
You post a picture of your mom from 1960s, but try to make my family look ugly in your pictures and your thumbnails. Fuck you for ever doing that. You deserve this. You have no one to blame but yourself, so stop gaslighting.
And to be honest, if you'd have taken photographs of her family and put them on, that's fine. I'd have gone, well, yeah, she's only doing what you've done. But no, you had to take it way lower. You had to step outside the realm of what could be seen as tit for tat. You're just disgusting. Honestly, you're just disgusting.
Everyone, except maybe your brain dead audience. I don't care how much sympathy you're going to try to garner from this.
She hasn't tried to garner sympathy at all. She's just thinking you're even more of a disgusting piece of shit. No?
You're a crybaby. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how many hateful views you get.
Oh my gosh. You talk about the money. That's what your main beef is with that creator, isn't it? How much money she gets. Yeah. That's what really annoys you. That's what really gets under your skin. No, her life earlier, she was getting a lot of money. Money you could only ever dream of because you're a hateful person.
I don't want any of your flea bag parasite audience near me with their hateful shit. But they have the nerve to sit there and listen to what you spew about me for hours every fucking day and then say I'm vile. Yes, I am vile. I told you I'm out for blood and I'm going lower.
I'm just wondering how low you can actually go to call some of these deceased mother worm food. Is there any lower you can go than that? No, I can't think of any lower that you could actually go from that, but I'm sure tomorrow I will be blown away with how much lower you did manage to go, and then I'll applaud you, but it won't end well for you.
Actually, me doing this doesn't even compare to what you've put me through for years. So, I wish you nothing but a life of loneliness and bitterness and to continue to watch me be happy and successful in life.
Happy and successful. Happy and successful. You're living in a fart box in Kuwait with a man who cheated on you within a year of you getting that. You couldn't even afford to fly him out when you went out on one of your visa runs to Bangkok. And you call that successful? Really? I can't. I really can't.
Loneliness like you are now. The only person who loves you in life is a pack of cigarettes. The only reason people like you on your channel is because you hate me. And honestly, no amount of views, no amount of anything can erase a face that only your dead mother could love.
Yeah, she went a bit lower, but damn. Just look at that face. How can anybody, like, you can't call anybody out for how you look. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're actually looking in the mirror right now when you're talking, aren't you? Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck if you're outraged by my posts. Cancel me. I don't care. This couldn't happen to a better person. You want to come for my family? I'll come for yours. I'm not being the better person anymore. It's not.
You've never tried to be the better person, love. You haven't. Anytime any of the reaction channels has put out anything on you, you've had to go and snark on it. I mean, I get it. It's you're right. It makes more content for you. And so the girl world wheel turns and it keeps going.
Worth it. It's not worth it. You go.
So if it's not worth it, why are you doing this video? Why did you spend, a couple of hours today making all those community posts and then reposting them again so you could turn the comments off because some of them aren't quite going and down the way that you wanted them to be? Because turning comments off on a video or a community post, I know people do it for various reasons. It's because they want to say something and that's it. They've said it. They don't want to have to communicate with anybody on that because they've already said it. But you posted it and then reposted it so you could turn the comments off. Yeah.
Go low, I'll go lower. So I really have zero sympathy. You called my mom a whore. Zero, many times.
Yeah, because you told everybody on YouTube about what your mum had been up to. It's not as though she made it up, is it? You put that information out there. You decided, yeah, I'm going to tell the world what my mum's like and how she was when she was raising me. You did that. Nobody else did. Nobody would know what your mum was like.
Zero sympathy. You call my aunt Uncle Phil and make fun of how she looks when you look 100 times worse. Zero sympathy. When my grandmother passed, you made fun of me on live streams.
She wasn't particularly making fun of you because of your grandmother had passed away. She made fun of what you chose to wear when you went to see your grandmother. I don't know if it's when she was lying in the chapel or whether it was the actual funeral, but you wore a dress that was so short that you could actually see your knickers.
You always try to push me to rage. You always try to push me to my limit. Well, you've done it. And now you're going to cry, right? That I attacked your mother. Fuck you and your mother.
Yeah. She's lovely, isn't she? She's an absolute peach. And I can't understand why all these people go after her as hard as they do. But why is that? Why? Why does everybody go after poor Chantal? Why can't they just let her eat herself to death? Why can't they just, let her live her life? It's because of the repulsive, repugnant, disgusting content like this that she does and then deletes. Because she realizes that it doesn't put her in a good light. Because she realizes that people are just going to react to it and she's just going to look 100 times worse a piece of shit than she actually was before. But that's how she goes. Like I say, until a couple of... Well, today I still held a thought that maybe she could do better and this health arc was going to be it and this is how she was going to actually, because sometimes if you've got haters, the best revenge that you can actually do is just proving them wrong, getting on with your life and pretending that they don't exist and, get busy with your health journey. Go on your treadmill as you were trying to do. But she can't do that because she's so full of hatred and rage for people who call her out on her own shit. She can't. And she doesn't understand that by doing what she does, she's just giving them more content. I've experienced this in another channel. That creator couldn't keep their mouth shut either. Someone would go and say something about them. They'd go live and they'd, have a go at this other person for putting it out. And so it plumbing continued. It just continues. It wears you down. And she doesn't see this. She just doesn't get it at all. And it's actually quite sad. Because can you imagine going through life being so full of hate and not understanding why you get so much hate? It's mind-blowing. I actually started the other day recording a video message to Chantal, trying to be positive, applauding her for taking the right steps and seeing that she needed to look after herself as a type 2 diabetic that has type 2 diabetes because of her lifestyle choices. And it's manageable, but you've got to do the work. And I wanted to put a video out there that would have probably got lost amongst all the hate, just telling her that keep doing the thing. And then the next day she releases a video that she'd done of a mukbang because she was having a cheat day after 5 days. You start having your cheat days when you've actually lost something. I'm a big girl myself and, I've done lots of silly, faddy diets in the past. But you have to do the work to start and then you reward yourself with that nice, tasty meal that you really craved after you've started to see some of the results. Because if you start and then fall off the wagon so soon, you're just undoing the very small amount of work that you've done. And that was seen with the video where she did her weigh-in after sort of like doing this new healthy regime for like 2 weeks or whatever, however long it's been. Feels like an eternity, but I think it's 2 weigh-in videos that she's done, and she's put on 5 pounds in weight since the last weigh-in a week ago. Can you imagine how many calories that she's had to eat to put on that amount of weight in that amount of time? Yeah. Okay, lie to your audience. If you want us to believe that you're eating healthier now and that you are doing the thing, don't go eating 10 ton of garbage off camera, because we know this isn't going to work. It's not going to work.